right, back to our breaking news out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, a city that was literally set on fire in parts last night after major protests following the police shooting of a young African-American man there who authorities say was armed with a handgun. Lena Taylor is a Wisconsin state senator. She says that the people of Milwaukee are hurting and frustrated by a number of things, including the lack of jobs and opportunity there. She says it is all contributing to the unrest that we saw last night, and she joins me on the phone. Thank you for being with me.
Thank you so much for having me, Poppy. I appreciate it.
Let's talk about what the mayor, Tom Barrett, said. We heard in the press conference just about an hour ago, urging peace, urging a fully transparent investigation, and saying, stay home tonight, do not come here. Do not light this city on fire again like we saw last night. Do you think that we will see calm tonight in Milwaukee?
The truth of the matter is that people want to hear answers and results, and they want to experience change to the circumstances that they're living with every day. And so, although I understand the mayor's plea for calm, I think the answer is to talk about what solutions, to talk about what opportunities are going to be existing so that people can have some hope. People feel hopeless. And so I hope for calm, but the truth of the matter is we've got to do the work, and we've got to put in the work to show that we are connecting and hearing the people, and frankly, the devastation that they're experiencing, the trauma that they're experiencing. Dr. Joy DeGruy has a particular talk that she has done that's built off of her work, her writing that she's done about the post-traumatic slave syndrome. And what I will say to you is in Milwaukee, where we have the disparities in everything in health, literally, that you could speak of, when we are labeled the worst place in the nation to raise a black child, when we're number one for incarceration of African-American men, and when you're dealing with all of those things coupled with lead in the soil, lead in the pipe for the majority of the community who is poor and African-American in the city, when 60-something% of the lead pipes that exist in the state are in Milwaukee, when the effects of lead are known, when the air quality is challenged and 15% of the kids cannot read on grade level and their fathers are in prison or unemployed and addiction is the issue, these are the things that people need to hear results on in order to create some level of calm.
And Senator, no question, you are echoing the concern and the pain felt by far too many across this nation. No question about that. But as we look at the situation in Milwaukee, and I'm looking at images, and our viewers are looking at images of businesses completely burned to the ground, a BP gas station, other stores. You had 7 police vehicles targeted. Exactly. My question to you is, there needs to be a forum for this discussion and progress and change. No question. But what is your message to those thinking of going out tonight and repeating what we saw last night?
Actually, I just left the community and a community organized group of people and who have just, grassroots organized and said, we need to go out and help clean up our community. We need to go out and not only clean up the property damage, but we need to go out and help to clean up the damage that has come to exist for the people who have been damaged in the community, and for that healing to happen. And that has to happen when people know that someone loves, someone cares, someone hears their concern. I believe all our people need is some love and faith, to be very honest with you. And I can't mandate love and I can't mandate faith, but we can do the things that help them to know that by giving them access to opportunity. And that has to start now.
After the police ambush that we saw in Dallas, for example, the police chief there came out and encouraged protesters to join the police force, right? And it was something unique that we'd never heard before. Yeah. And it was his message of how the two sides can come together in his city. I'm wondering what your message is about how the two sides can come together in Milwaukee right now as this investigation takes place, as this all plays out. How did the two sides come together in the interim?
Well, three things I'd like to say. First, that chief inspired me so much that I called the Police Association president, Mike Crivello, and I said to him, we need to work on some black and blue events, because if we keep fighting each other, we're just going to be black and blue, just like in a domestic violence situation. But if we instead work together, we can be the healing. We can be the catalyst to create healing in our community. And so we began the process of planning actions that we would do together that would, frankly, be black and blue coming together to be able to do things to make a difference in our community. We'll continue to do that. But I'm with that chief, and I'm with our efforts to say that we have to do something to create that, but we have to be real about where we are. And we have to be real about the pain and the trauma, and we need to go to trauma-informed care, and we need to figure out what pieces we're going to do that are related to trauma-informed care to be able to deal with the history of trauma that has existed and not been addressed in this community. And so to ignore that is to ignore the hurt, the pain, the frustration, the anger that individuals have. And then lastly, very candidly, we have to also think about, the effects of choices that people, that they're making. But I want to be clear and I want to be fair in the midst of this. Some people don't care about the effects that's happened because their pain and their trauma is so personal to them that they can't even value someone else because the value on themselves is so challenging. So we're going to have to deal with the human value that we've put and that the devalue that we've put on people of color. And I'm going to say this, it's going to start one person, one mind, one effort at a time. And I'm telling people that we can be the change that we want to see. And it's going to take us working together, not pointing fingers at each other.
State Senator Lena Taylor, I think you said it there, working with each other, not pointing fingers at each other. As we look at the images of the aftermath, absolute devastation for the people that own these businesses in Milwaukee. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I believe that most of them are insured, but it still is devastating.
State Senator Lena Taylor there from Milwaukee. Much more on that breaking news ahead tonight on the program. Also, I'll take you